Hello, hi. So, thinking out of the box. I guess this is my way of thinking out of the box. It's 3 a.m. in the morning and everyone's asleep. I guess that's a good thing because I won't be having any distraction when I shoot this video. And I'm using my brother's phone as a mic because if I don't use this, you guys won't hear me as clearly as you could now. So this is all for my brief presentation for my video. So I hope you guys can sit back, enjoy, and get whatever you can get from my video. So that's all. Let's see how it goes. When we were young, we all have crazy dreams. Sometimes that dream can be very realistic, and sometimes it can make no sense at all. We were just kids after all. But then real life kicks in. And some of you went through the process of primary school, high school, university, work life, marriage, and even kids. And somewhere along the line, you lost that dream and you began accepting whatever comes in your way. There's no longer any thirst for something new. It's the same routine over and over again, and you start giving lots and lots of excuses. I'm afraid I have to tell you, my friend, you are dangerously deep inside the comfort zone. Many of us have heard about comfort zone, right? But what is it really? Well, it is a situation that you might feel comfortable in and you don't feel the need to do anything new or difficult. Some might say it's a psychological state where everything feels familiar, which makes a person feel at ease and gave the false perception of in control. But comfort zone is actually killing you. Before I go deeper into the side effect of comfort zone, first I want you to understand what change is and what does it mean by thinking out of the box. The dictionary defines change as an act or a process through which something becomes different. There's a saying that the only constant thing in this world is change, and nobody can ever run from change. Change is scary, and most of the time it causes uncertainty and discomfort. Now, how about thinking out of the box? Thinking out of the box is a metaphor which emphasizes on an unconventional or different way of thinking. It certainly relates to change, and we will later on see how both change and thinking out of the box correlates. Okay, now you guys might be thinking, who are you to discuss about embracing changes and thinking out of the box? Well, I am actually a victim of the deceptive comfort zone. I've denied many opportunities and possibilities just for the sake of comfort, just because I like how things are. And I'm here now to make sure it doesn't happen to you and any other people. Thinking out of the box and change can actually help you achieve so much more in life. Thus, we have to understand the importance of both by revealing side effect of comfort zone. You will understand better why change is important when you thoroughly comprehend the side effects of staying in your comfort zone. Comfort zone can make people easily accept all the bad things that are happening without even trying to improve the situation they're in. According to Valentine, if a person continues living in their comfort zone, they will eventually become okay with living without growth and happiness. One of the effects of comfort zone is it conditions people to settle, and this is one of the saddest things that can happen towards a person. These people are technically alive, but they go on to live as if they were dead, accepting whatever comes in their way and settling with the fact that they deserve it rather than the possibility that they can do something about it. The only way to feel alive again is by enforcing changes in your life, making sure that you don't easily accept things as it is and try something new so that the excitement can keep flowing in your heart. Stunted growth is the most common effect of staying in the comfort zone and the biggest obstacle someone can have when trying to achieve more than they normally could. A stunted personal growth is the result of believing that you no longer need to improve, thus closing the doors to opportunities and future possibilities. People who are too comfortable with how everything is will never try to become the best version of themselves and feel like doing something different is unnecessary, hence making it impossible for growth. Growing is about becoming more than we are now, and the only way you'll ever be able to become more than who you are is by experiencing what is outside of you. Growth can only be obtained through constant change, by trying out new things and exploring different possibilities through the out of the box mindset. Now, what can we expect from change? And what do we need to do to change? Well, now that is a good question, and I will explain them in our next session. Thank you. Hello, so let's pick up from where we left off. Basically, we asked two questions. First, what we can expect from change, and what do we need to do to change? Is change easy? Well, if change was a piece of cake, then the term comfort zone would not have ever existed. But it does, which shows that you can expect some challenges from change. First, changes can lead people to feel extremely overwhelmed and under a lot of stress. According to White, fatigue can be a killjoy of change. And when people are tired, they tend to be angry, cranky, and are more prone to reject going through the process of change. Feeling stressed and overwhelmed is a normal side effect of change. Thus, not many people are up to the challenge and choose to avoid changes instead, because they believe that staying the same is stress-free. It is actually understandable for people who have the freedom of choice to choose this less stressful option, with the perception that it will make them happier. But the truth is, it will not. Next, breaking old habits is one of the hardest challenges people faced. Based on observation, not many have completely able to get rid of their old habit. Habits normally take quite a long time to be developed, and sometimes we don't realize the effects that our habits have on ourselves. Because of that, developed habits are very hard to undo and can sometimes be bad for us. To want to change a particular habit means to change something very fundamental about your behavior. The easiest way to understand why habit is very hard to change is by observing a heavy smoker's smoking habit. Most of the smokers already know that cigarettes are bad for their body, but not all of those who knows immediately stop smoking, and that is because of their addiction. You can view it like this: habit as the act of smoking, comfort zone as the struggle of addiction, and change as the process where a person tries to completely stop smoking. The biggest challenge that many must face in order to change is the challenge to overcome the fear of not knowing what will happen if they choose to try. Embracing change means embracing something that you are not familiar with, something different or out of the norm. And it's normal for people to have little to no information of what might happen if they go through these changes. According to Baker, when things start to change, people will start wasting a lot of time wondering the what if, and this will in the end stop them from moving forward or committing to change. Second, doubting ourselves and being afraid that everything will end badly is one of the hardest hurdles that everyone has to go through in order to make sure change can happen in their life. Wait, don't be afraid. Yes, the challenges are a bit tough, but all challenges have a way for us to overcome them. There are ways you can commit yourself to change and start waking up from your comfort zone. Thinking out of a box helps facilitate this and ensure a smoother and more effective change process. First and foremost, you have to accept and embrace the whole change cycle and believe that in the end, everything will come true and make sense. Everything in life has to go through a process. Some might have a different path, but essentially, they all must follow a cycle. This cycle is normal and is experienced by everyone. The sooner we accept that fact, the sooner we'll be able to accept changes. Each person will proceed at his or her own pace through the change cycle, which starts with the feelings of loss, and then doubt, then discomfort, followed by discovery, understanding, and finally, integration. The thing that you people have to understand is there's never only one way to look at something. You might see it as a failure, but others might call it an experience. You might see it as the wrong choice, but others might define it as a learning point. And the list goes on. That's why you have to think out of the box. Train your mindset to think differently. And just like the belief of organization development, you have to accept the fact that everyone is always in the process of achieving their full potential. Next, it is important to have confidence in yourself and your ability, but you have to also constantly question whether that is all you can do or you can do better. Change requires a person to always wonder about themselves and their practices, as well as think how they should improve and become better as a person. Thinking out of the box will help a lot when doing this, because people will try to find better alternatives to solve the issues at hand. According to Howden, people will become better thinkers when they try to solve conflicting issues side by side. However, just conventional wisdom might not be enough to solve these issues. Thinking that there are different ways of doing something will help a person in producing better solutions and become more acceptable of change. Lastly, to commit to change and overcome these challenges, you have to stop indulging yourself in self-love for everything bad that has happened. When bad things happen or things didn't really go according to plan, many people are so quick to give up and feel sorry for themselves, as if doing that will turn their life around. As stated by Power, it is hard to get out of the negative bubble when people keep feeling sorry for themselves, and such action is actually counterproductive to change and will also keep them stagnant in their efforts to change. You have to believe that everything happens for a reason, and instead of feeling down when things are not going towards your way, you will view it as a learning experience and focus on the next step. Keep moving forward, keep improving, and keep changing towards something better. Now, imagine you have successfully embraced individual change and constantly think out of the box, finally out of your comfort zone. What can you achieve? People who devote themselves towards change and frequently think out of the box will exhibit a noticeable difference of vibes and energy. When you start embracing change and understand its cycle, you will never again be afraid of failure. And in fact, you will be welcoming them in your life. If you truly accept that change is inevitable, and instead of running from it, face it head on with the out of the box thinking, you will find out that failures are just a part of a cycle to achieve success, and you will be expecting them instead. Successful people, according to Ryan, fall down and get back up like breathing, because to them, trying and learning and trying again are as natural as breathing. They look forward to falling down, learning from the fall, and scrambling back up to fall again. Once failure is no longer your biggest fear, you will start focusing all your time and energy on things that actually matters, like planning what to do next or what other improvements should you make. This is the trait that any successful people would have. Other than that, people who embrace change will never settle for something less than what they have worked for, and will always become proactive in deciding what happened in their life. Facts about successful people are, they don't fall asleep on their lives and careers. They keep asking, what is the next thing I need to do? Their comfort comes from stepping into their own power, not from settling into a life they didn't choose and deciding that they don't deserve more. When you found the power of improvement through individual change, you will never again choose to settle for the lesser things in life. You'll appreciate whatever you have, but at the same time, you will also work hard to get more and achieve more. You guys have so much potential and possibilities when you seek change. So why do you guys run from it? Embrace change. So we're already at the end. To summarize this video, change can be scary and thinking out of the box can be hard. Hence, the reason why many people prefer to stay in their comfort zone. Even so, the scariest and hardest things might just be what we needed to break free of our barriers and go far in life. Remember this quote by Mandy Hill: change can be scary, but you know what's scarier? Allowing fear to stop you from growing, evolving, and progressing. So, what are you waiting for? Let's embrace change.